All right. Well, we've come to the point of the service where we kind of get down to the nitty-gritty of what we are assembled here for. You know, when God made Trilby Murray, I believe God stepped back and not only said, "What have I done?" But I believe that God said, "I've really outdone myself." When God created Trilby, God created a phenomenal woman. When God reached down into that Bajan clay and formed her, God sculpted a blessing for the world. Her bio that you have captures her journey, but allow me in just a few minutes to capture her essence. There's nobody else like Trilby. And in my estimation, there are at least 3 words that capture her essence: faithful, fierce, and fruitful. Say that with me. Faithful, fierce, and fruitful. Faithful because she has dedicated her life to service in every realm in which she served. She dedicated her life to service, to being a disciple of Christ, which she understands as a commitment to the downtrodden and a commitment to the marginalized. She has a faith in God that undergirds her and strengthens her even in the dark and trying times of her own life. A faith which says, "Not my will, but your will." A faith that declares that all things work together for good for those that love God and are called according to God's purpose. I've seen it. I've experienced it with her. And my own faith has been strengthened, as I am sure yours has also. A stroke could not even curtail her faith. She had the courage to believe that what God had given her to do, the work that God had begun in her, that God would somehow complete. God would somehow accomplish it in spite of her obstacles. This is her essence. She is fierce. She is a fighter for what she believes is right. Don't let her soft voice fool you. She dares look at what some call the impossible and say, with God, all things are possible. She stares failure in the face and tells failure that she will not give up. She tells failure that it must serve her and help her to reach God's purposes. This is her essence. Failure could never stop her. I've seen her tenacity in daring the world to get in the way of God's ministry. Stubborn people, lack of resources, lack of support, never has the last say in Trilby's world. She presses on through it all and despite it all. This is her essence. She bears much fruit. If you have an idea, Trilby can bring it to life. If she has been called to create a ministry, she is about doing and not just saying. From feeding people in a feeding ministry, which she has duplicated in more than one place, to promoting health and wellness in a health and wellness ministry, to organizing the pastoral care ministry, to starting a women's ministry, to being a friend and a confidant to many. She is a tree which bears much fruit. She is always listening for what God has in store for us next, and she dares act on what she hears. This is her essence. God really outdid God's self when God created Trilby. Bossy yet beautiful. Stubborn yet sympathetic. Compelling yet compassionate. Professional, punctual, and unnerved yet understanding. Dealing with frailties with fearlessness and humanity with heroism. She personifies grace under pressure. We love her. There's something about her that makes you want to be in her presence. She has been our gift. She has been our blessing here at St. Thomas, and for that, we thank God today. Therefore, giving honor where honor is due, it gives me great pleasure to present the 2019 Woman of the Year Award to the Reverend Deacon Trilby Murray.
Deacon Trilby, this certificate reads, St. Thomas Episcopal Church and the Episcopal Church women proudly present the 2019 Parish Women of the Year Award to the Reverend Trilby Murray, empowering women to serve and to love. Sunday, October 20th, 2019.
You're not about to preach, are you?
I'm used to that, so don't go too far. Gotta get myself together. Good morning, St. Thomas.
Good morning.
My friends and my family. I'm so honored to be here this morning. I'm grateful to be the recipient of the 2019 Laura Harris Women of the Year Award and join the company of those distinguished past honorees. And to be even considered for this honor is a great privilege. First, let me take the time to thank God for His never-ending grace, mercy, love, and guidance. Secondly, thanks to Father Dr. Porter for his consistent support and encouragement. He tells me yes to all my suggestions on ministry. And thirdly, to all my friends and family, all the parishioners here at St. Thomas Episcopal Church. Now, this award may have my name on it, but in truth, it belongs to everyone who have worked with me to make these ministries a reality. Amen?
Amen.
Have you got some time to spare?
Yeah.
If I some time. Instead, I just want to simply say thank you to everyone. You know who you are. I enjoy outreach ministry because it provides me and the members of our church the opportunity to help others, such as the homeless, the underserved, and it allows me to see them as well as other members of this congregation to grow spiritually. And as a woman in leadership, I have the responsibility in setting an example for other women, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job. Even when I'm asleep, I'm taking care of others in my dreams as the Holy Spirit is talking to me. And as we know, working with other women is not always easy. Sometimes I want to give up, but because of your support and encouragement, and also listening to the Holy Spirit, I continue the course as I find joy and growth in the cross of criticism. And as I read Galatians chapter 6, it says, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if you do not give up." So I did not give up. And this is what this award is all about, from not giving up. Thanks be to God. I also want to say thanks to all the donors that help in keeping our ministries going, and to all the many volunteers. I want to say a special thanks to Dr. Patricia George, who is also doing a great job in chairing the feeding ministry, along with all the other committee members. Do we know Dr. Patricia George? Would you stand, please? And also Carol Perham. Is she here? I know I owe you a check. It is in the mail, so expect it anytime. When I think about outreach programs or outreach ministry, I think about the community we serve and our church community. What a blessing God has given me. Tomorrow, I will be starting another ministry for women. The name of that program is called Women with a Purpose on a Spiritual Journey. You can read more about it in your bulletin on page 22. This is not a coincidence. I do believe that it is the work of the Lord guiding me on this journey to empower other women as we get deeper into the Word. So come out and see, hear, learn, raise questions. We're going to tell our stories and make connections with other women and witness what this ministry is all about. We'll be starting at 12 noon till about 1:30, and we will be meeting every third Monday of the month. I thank the women of St. Thomas for believing in me and for this great honor. So with God's help and your support, I will continue to do what God has placed before me to do. Have a wonderful afternoon, and thank you.
to this morning. I'm going to, Charmaine, you ready? Right here. Oh, okay, great. At this time, I'd like to extend our thanks to the Women's Day Committee. And Charmaine's going to help me. As I call your name, would you please come forward? As soon as she's ready, I want to watch her on the stage. Ready? Okay. The first acknowledgement is for Vicki Ingram, who is in charge of all our entertainment that you're going to be provided with at the luncheon. Carol Macklin. Nicole Campbell. Thank you. Nicole was responsible for our Woman of the Year selections, and she's also Vice President of the ECW Women's Day Committee. Eva Smith. Eva, where are you?
Right there.
Eva is responsible for the ad book that you have, and I gotta tell you, I just don't know what I would have done with her nudging me and staying close and just being that ear, that voice in my ear. Eva, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Angel is not here. I don't see her. She's next door. Angel is taking care of all logistics for our luncheon this afternoon. And then there was our voice for Women's Day. Lenise Sanders. Lenise, where are you? Thank you, Lenise.
And you thought you wouldn't get to hear from me today.
The voice. Charmaine Welch. I hope I haven't forgotten anybody. Tracy Rodman's not able to be with us today, but she was also the secretary. Tracy's here? Where's Angel? Angel! No, please. You're not that busy. I'll get you here.
1 minute.
She keeps us all moving. She makes sure everything's where it's supposed to be. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2019 Women's Day Committee. Please give them your love and support. Today is the day that we celebrate the women of this church, and it's at this time that I would ask all of the women who are members of St. Thomas Episcopal Church to please stand. All women, members of St. Thomas Episcopal Church, please stand. These are your food preparers, your prayer warriors. We hold each other up and pray each other through. These are women who are empowered to love and to serve in this church, and we are grateful for every bit that you do. Now, if you are a chairperson of a committee or co-chair of a committee, please remain standing. Chairman of Ministries, thank you. Our Arts Ministry is represented. Our Healthcare Ministry is represented. Our Feeding Ministry is represented. Our Blessing Bag Ministry is represented. Our Entertainment is represented. These ladies make things happen. Thank you all very, very much. And that concludes our presentations for Women's Day.
One more thing before we move on. I wanted you to be aware that our Women's Day Award is named after Laura Harris. And sometimes, when you hear an award named after somebody, they're already gone. But at 97 years old, Laura Harris is still working